Guys, if you're looking to make money, this is one of the best money-making crafts I've ever made. A $3.50 2x4 turns into an $80 trellis and up within minutes. I've made dozens of these. Prototypes behind me. When you can set up a jig to make these in sequence, I've made as much as 10 of these in an hour. That's $1,000 in 1 hour. And I'm going to show you how to do it starting now. The first process of building your trellis is to take off the rounded edge of the 2x4. On both ends of the 2x4, you'll notice a rounded edge. In black, I've highlighted how much of that material needs to come off. And you can see here the area that comes off. You can see a nice squared edge. That's what you're looking for in the end. Square up both ends of the 8-foot 2x4. Now here's what a processed 2x4 looks like once the edges have been squared up. Now it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Always pick the straightest, best 2x4 that you can get. This is framing lumber, so it's not the best, it's not the straightest. The whole goal here is to take a cheap piece of lumber, in this case about $3.45 current, and turn it into something that's far more valuable. So that's what we're going to try for. Now, when you've taken off the rounded edges of your 2x4, you're going to be left with a squared off piece of about 3 inches. And now that you've got your 2x4 squared up on both sides, cut the length into 6 feet. Set the 2-foot section aside. We're going to need that later. Now, mark your 2x4 into 5 equal thicknesses. This is what we're going to run through the table saw. We want 5 evenly spaced 6-foot pieces. And now that you've got your 2x4 processed into 5 evenly matched pieces like these, they should look all about this size right here. So now that you're ready to begin construction of your trellis, you're going to want to grab some good exterior grade wood glue, a couple of clamps, a piece of cardboard for the glue drips, and something to spread the glue with. Now that you're ready to begin assembly of your trellis, you're going to want to make a mark at 8 inches. Making sure that all the bottoms of the boards are lined up flush. This is your glue line. Don't glue past 8 inches. When you go to install your horizontal supports for your trellis, locations and size, they really don't matter much. It's all arbitrary. In this case, your bottom piece can be cut about the width of the trellis or a little bit wider, whatever you prefer. When you're ready, you've got the right size cut, you simply glue it together and fasten it either using finish nails, brad nails, screws, or some people will even choose just to use glue alone. now that you've got everything glued together, you should get a nice glue bleed out when everything's clamped. That way you know everything's going to bond together, and when that glue dries, it's stronger than the wood itself. So there's no need to put bolts or fasteners at the bottom of this trellis. And now with the glue drying, let that set for at least 30 minutes. Take your 2 feet scrap of 2x4 and go ahead and square it up and run it through processing just like these other pieces. They should look something like this when you're done. Now I'm going to show you how I stretch my trellises. This is why, as I told you earlier, you want your strongest, most knot-free pieces to the outside, because they're the ones that's going to be under the most force. If you've got a bad piece, put it in the center because it's going to be under no load. Take your first piece and just start gently sliding it out. All we're wanting to do right now is just get them to start spreading. This is usually when you're going to encounter a problem. If you've made it this far, you're usually okay.
Looks great.
It's looking good. All right, so that's the basic form. And now I'm going to go ahead and put my second horizontal piece in place. So now at roughly my 28-inch mark, remember this is totally arbitrary. You put your boards wherever you want them. I'm going to go ahead and put glue. Next, I'm going to attach using some brad nails. And all we're doing here, space it about evenly. That's all we're trying to do, is make it look appealing to the eye. We're not trying to make it perfect or anything like that. When you got it where you want it, give it a good push and put a brad nail in it. What the jig does also is it allows me to put in stops, if you notice. So my board can never go any further than I've designed it to go. Looks about right. And these brad nails will hold our horizontal supports together until the glue dries, and once the glue dries, it's going to do all the job. When you have your next horizontal piece cut, what you want to do is put it in place where it goes. Find about where it looks right to you, and go ahead and make a mark. This way it makes it really easy to put the glue on the trellis and put your board back in place where you already know it looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to put some glue at these marks I just made. Let's get it balanced side to side, making sure our pieces are going to slide in place. That looks pretty good there. Let's get our ends locked in position. right on our marks. Next piece, pull it over to your stop. Still on the mark. Now we are. Next piece in the center, still on the mark. Looks like we're good here. Now we're about to install our last horizontal piece. I've already got it marked where I want it as well. And now you've got your basic assembly of the trellis complete. So if you like this trellis or this jig design, leave me a comment below because I have got lots of money making ideas for you guys.